Have you witnessed a terrible marriage proposal? My dad stuck the ring in a stick of deodorant, then told my mom she needed to use it. Small argument ensues when mom tells dad she does not need it. I proposed to my wife in Times Square at New Year's Eve. I was going for maximum cheesy. She was pretty emotional and took a while to believe I was serious, even though I had a ring. This being New York, strangers started shouting at her to, "Hurry up lady, what's it gonna be? We don't have all night." I had been dating this girl for about a month or two while we were in college, and we lived close enough in the summer to see each other frequently, so I was over her house and we were getting stuff ready to grill out when a car pulled up. We assumed it was some of her friends, who we had invited, just arriving a little bit early. She peeked out the window and gasped. "Oh shoot, it's Matt." Matt was an ex-boyfriend from high school. They broke up senior year, but he had been pursuing her since then despite constant outright rejections. "Do you want me to take care of this?" I asked. "No, I'll deal with it. He'll just try to start a fight with you." So I sat by the window and watched the whole thing. It was short. He said that he wanted to talk. She said she really didn't want to talk, she was having people over, and besides, they had talked everything out a while ago and everything was settled. There was nothing more to talk about. He was a crappy boyfriend, it was 3 years ago, she moved on, he needed to do so as well. That's when he doubled down. I know the reason we've been apart. We were in high school. We were kids. We weren't adults. So you can't ever see me as an adult. Not until I man up. You need to know that I'm serious about this. That's why I have this." He got down on one knee and pulled a ring box out his shirt pocket, just like a jewelry commercial. He opened the box and said, "Beth, will you marry me?" She tried really hard not to burst out laughing, but only halfway succeeded. "Oh my God, no. Go away. There are people coming over, Maddie, don't embarrass yourself any more than you already have. Seriously, just go." He had this quizzical look on his face, like shock and disbelief. He really thought this was the right play. After a few seconds, he got up, put the box back in his pocket, and walked back to his car without saying another word. She came back inside. "I can't believe that just happened," she said in a mixture of amusement and anger. I was mostly on the side of amusement, so I asked if the ring was nice. It wasn't even a ring. It was a tiny note that said, "Any ring you want." I proposed to my wife in Dublin, which is more difficult than it sounds because it's not a romantic city. After dinner, I decided that the Halfpenny Bridge was about the best place to get the job done. Right in the middle of my proposal, I hear the unmistakable sound of a drunk guy pissing off the bridge not 10 feet behind me. Ireland has never let me down. Used to work at the Olive Garden, any proposal there is a terrible marriage proposal. I unfortunately didn't witness it, but my best friend just got engaged, and when her SO proposed, they were in a little French deli. She had just put a massive mouthful of pie in her face, when she saw he had got down on one knee. She was so shocked she spat the pie out all over herself, all over him, all over everything. She just sort of nodded, it was very like her to do something like that, so it's all fine, but still. I don't think he was expecting pie in his face. Edited for Equipmunk and for the sanity of all punctuation Nazis. My favorite had to be while I was in Vegas at the Bellagio Botanical Gardens. Everyone is doing their thing, snapping pictures, oh-oh-ohing and awing, when this one guy gets down on a knee and gives this little speech. Many people stop what they are doing to watch, encircling the two while he finishes his speech. The girl, with hands covering her mouth, begins to cry. Some of the crowd's hearts melt at the end of the speech, but there has yet to be a reply. The girl continues to stand there, and at this point it begins to get awkward. There are some gasps and giggles from the crowd. You can see the dude's mind racing, and he begins to look at the floor, realizing what he has done was probably a huge mistake. The masses begin to feel horrible for the poor guy, but the chick, probably realizing what was going on all around her, shakes her head, but the words that come out of her mouth were, "Oh, all right, yes." The guy stands up and begins to wobble, probably some blood flow issues from the 5+ minutes of awkward kneeling, and he grabs a hold / falls onto / awkwardly hugs the girl. TLDR, dude proposes, girl takes an awkwardly long time to respond, responds with a head shake but says yes, hundreds watching. What I want you to take away, make sure she's ready for it. Saw a couple in a jewelry store when my wife and I were looking. Guy asks to see a ring, kneels, "Will you marry me?" She flips, "Oh me God, oh me God, oh me God, oh me God. Yes, yes, yes." He says great. Then hands the ring back to the employee, and tries to leave the store. He proposed with a borrowed ring. Tries to explain to the girl he couldn't afford the ring, but wanted to propose correctly. She slaps him so hard my face hurt, she put her whole body into the slap, and starts screaming about how her mother was right, etc. etc. No clue if they ever got together, but it was hard to watch. Oh hey, I know one. Not terrible I guess, but awkward. I was eating dinner at an Applebee's at one of those high tables near the bar. Sitting at the bar was a couple. After a few minutes, the guy pushes his chair back and gets down on one knee. He starts to propose. Just then a waiter walks around the corner, trips over the bridegroom-to-be's outstretched leg and drops a tray of food. To which he said, "Shoot, did I just ruin what I think I ruined?" In any case, the girl ended up saying yes. Edit. To clear up some confusion about the last sentence, the girl said yes to getting married. I didn't witness this, but a redneck friend of mine proposed to his girlfriend in a Kmart parking lot, because he couldn't wait till Red Lobster. I was on the ferry to the Statue of Liberty a few months back, and suddenly we see a plane writing something in the sky. Extremely slowly. Like, ridiculously slow. I know it must take a while to write something out in the sky, but it seriously took like 25 minutes for this dude to write "Marry Me Sue" in the sky. By the time he had written Sue's name, the "Marry Me" had faded from the sky. I was on vacation in Las Vegas about a month ago. Across from the Hoover Dam is the Pat Tillman Memorial Bridge, a huge bridge that goes across the valley. Well, my family and I were just walking along the bridge, taking pictures and taking in the view. We passed by a couple and the guy had his camera set up on a tripod, and instead of taking pictures of the dam, he had it face to the bridge. Suddenly, we saw the guy take a knee and pull out a ring right as we passed by. We kept walking because we didn't want to be intrusive. Fast forward to about 20 minutes later, we are at the parking lot getting ready to leave, and soon see the couple getting into separate cars with frowns on their faces. TLDR. Guy has a video of his own rejected proposal. I used to work the jewelry counter at Target. Two kids, probably 13 or 14, decide that it's time to get officially engaged. They purchase a cheap cubic zirconia ring, 10K gold overlay, $9.99. The boy proudly pays in ones and a handful of change. He gets down on one knee, says he loves her forever and puts the ring on the girl. She giggles, "Daddy's gonna kill me," then they run giggling into the night. I like to imagine they lived happily ever after. I was at Taco Bell with a few friends of mine, including a guy and a girl that had been dating for a few weeks. A few of us got tacos, but the girl only got a Diet Coke. So her boyfriend asks her, "Do you want hot sauce?" She says, no. I just got a Diet Coke, what the hell would I want hot sauce for?" He says, I dunno. But I just think it would be really good if you had some hot sauce. They argue about whether or not she needs hot sauce for a while, until finally she just says, okay, whatever. He goes over and gets some. Comes back with a packet, gets on one knee, hands her the package that says, will you marry me? On it, and pulls out a cheap-looking engagement ring out of his pocket. Keep in mind they've been dating about 3 weeks at this point and we're in the middle of Taco Bell. She gets this look of absolute shock on her face. And then says yes. They got married a few months later. They got divorced a few months later. And that was the most humiliating trip to Taco Bell of my life. TL.DR. Guy proposes to girl in Taco Bell with a hot sauce package, and she says yes.